The last times I have been going kind of crazy. I'm just gonna let it go with the flow and just let this thing go, do its thing, and I'll just talk over it. This is E. This is the Not So Creative Podcast. Thank you for listening. For anybody out there, whether it's 0, 1, 2, or no one, hopefully this will get out there at some point. And people will like to listen because I gotta have a lot of shit to say. Letting go with the flow. Letting go with the flow. All right, so how do we start? We're in 2024, and I have a lot of opinions about it. Today is actually the third day of 2024. In panic mode. A lot of us are in panic mode. I've been seeing things on the internet. To talk about, again, to kind of touch about this show a little bit. I'm going to talk about all types of things. The only thing I'm going to try to stay away from is politics. That's not my thing. It's a fine line. And then there's always an argument. But these days, there's an argument for everything, apparently. So I'm cool with that. So whether some like it, whether some don't, it's all good. I'm good enough to voice my opinion, as the word is exactly, it is an opinion. So, and I'm going to touch upon what I'm talking about. What is it? Stanley Cups? Not the hockey Stanley Cup. Apparently, there's a Stanley Cup that sells, I don't know, water, coffee. Put his left arm under the box or whatever it is, or you try to use it as a battering ram in a way. I've seen that like in too many like movies, so just picture it. Apparently the security guard tackled him. Those luxury stores. It's apparently a free-for-all now. So it's unfortunate because my opinion on that is, well, it's very strong. And these companies do. They're just getting paid the same way we all are. We're getting paid an hourly wage. Maybe they get commissions, maybe they don't. It could be a secret. Or they just do their job and do what they can to sell the product, right? Because in this world, everything is basically just about to sell something. It's just a matter of what it is that we're selling. And if people have interest in it. And also if it has some type of value that sometime, well, actually, let's say somewhere down the line, we could probably sell it. I mean, that's what I do sometimes. That's my business I do. So when I do eBay, I do sneakers, I do clothes. I'll buy some clothes, impulse buy sometimes. And I will just leave it in the closet like many of us do. Chances are we won't really wear it, especially when you have so many. How often you go into that closet and wear it, right? So, yeah. Sorry, it's a little hot, so I'm running a little out of breath because I'm in a cave and this is where I do my podcast at. So, thing now. Remember, there was like the time from the Beanie Babies and the Thai Beanie Babies and whatever they were. And they were worth something, and then it was basically just like a fad, and then now it's like nothing. Mind. At the same time, someone told me I should try to do it because apparently saw something in me and saying, hey, we should do something. You like sports? You should talk about sports all the time. But I'm like, you know what? I get bored all the time with the same stuff, so I got all of them because, no, not all of them. I just had a lot of my friends say, I'm going to wait. Can't wait till next year. Anyway, going back, they have to travel farther to get to the job. Now, you know what? Cool thing. They raise the minimum wage. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. That's like my area. Maybe they have kids. Maybe they're helping their parents out. Maybe their family. If they don't have kids, themselves. And we're affecting them. And this is not cool. So yeah, these Stanley Cup things, when I saw that, I was like, oh wow, so now we're jumping over Starbucks counters. I think it was a Target. And it was a TikTok video, and I don't have TikTok. But apparently, they caught the guy. He left empty-handed, but it was the whole line. There was another video for the same situation somewhere. I don't know where it was. And people literally were running for these cups. Like it was a track and field, situation where people were running and trying to get these cups. Again, hey, if you want it for yourself, all good. If you want to resell, okay. Whoever gets there first, don't cut him off. We're all working hard in some way. We gotta give them their props. So whoever makes it in there, made it in there, all good. And that's it. You leave it at that. So yeah. And now back to 2024. Day 3. There was an earthquake in New York. Well, it was like one of the stuff I've seen. I'm not here to cause fear factor. So, goals. What are the goals that we have? How about the goals that you have? Just think about that. Out, you're going to bring it back in and bring it back in tenfold. Just reminder, whatever you think is going to come back tenfold. So 2024, what I do, what are my goals? I was not really always a goal-oriented person. And I'm going to give the example I thought of it. Because I linked it to as a radio show. It's like, everybody's listening to one, or we're all hearing one, right? Of course, everything takes money, and I worked hard. And I put my best effort. I threw an idea out, told my closest friend. You've heard him before. Well, maybe you heard him, but little secret is that you don't hear much from him. But he's my closest friend, Rob. I said, yo, I'm thinking about doing this podcast. What do you think? He said, he didn't say much, actually. I want to start cracking up right now because that's a fact. He didn't say much. I said, yo, this a while back, years ago, some guy said I should do sports radio because me and him had a conversation. And he said, yo, I don't know why I thought about this, but you could be good in this. You could do it. And I was like, what? And I was like, honestly, I want to be a writer for movies. I want to be a screenwriter. My dream was to write words and have it translated into, we don't always fulfill the dreams, right? I think I heard a bark. But anyway, I'm going to ignore it. French bulldog. Yeah, he's barking. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. That's the situation I'm in right now. But hey, I'm going to make the best out of it, right? As long as the listeners are not too disturbed by it, I'm all good. So dream big. That's the main thing. So going back to just, and cooler things. For now, I'm going to do it old school. I'm going to do it old school just by voice and leave it to you guys for your imagination. And I'll do the best I can as I'm still warming up to a lot of the things I'm doing. So anyway, I didn't want to wait to the new year. For me, it was more of a financial thing. The financial thing was investing in it, buying the things I needed from the microphone and other things. Even little things. It's like, notepad and, just taking notes. And I'm very particular about the notepads I like and the pens I like and the markers I use and write ideas down. Also invested in a website. A lot of things that needed money. And there were other things, circumstances that came up that kind of delayed things. And it was all good because I'm a big believer that it was all meant to be and it was all supposed to happen. There was a sense of happiness that went along with it. Like, wow, I never thought I was going to do that. I never thought I was going to have this moment to do this podcast. There was not even one moment I actually thought weekend when I thought about it. So for me to be able to turn that around within less than a month's time to pull it off, I already had the stuff. It was about learning how to use it to a degree because I'm still learning a lot. There's a lot of things I can do. I also do DJing and I play around with my turntables. Well, they're not turntables, they're MIDI controllers, but they're Rains. They're Rain 12s. At some point, I may want to incorporate music and do a variety thing. I don't like to stick to the same stuff. The talk stuff is what I want to do. But I also want to do like ASMR one night. I want to do maybe read a book, whatever, whatever I could do under the guidelines that I'm daughters. So, bills come up, things happen. Well, I have me too. We all have ourselves we got to take care of too. Usually, most importantly, right? Because without us, then how we help want? It's a need at this point. The way the world is, alone, it's tough. Even many times there's couples out there that have a title or a non-title, and they're not really together. They're both alone. They're just there because it just works out. And unfortunately, many times it's a miserable thing. That's just, again, my opinion. For me, it was more of a team thing I was looking for. Sort of found it. I kind of have it. And at times I don't know. But it's all good though, because that's the long-term goal. You want Jennifer Aniston? No, I don't want Jennifer Aniston. That's how I imagine whoever it's going to be, but it's more than just the image you see. It's what I imagine. I just put her up there because I thought that was a pretty girl I found on the magazine. I cut her and I put it on the vision board. And that was it, Of course, I put money as well, but we all put money. I also put being in shape. And that's still a work. That's my long-term. That's another long-term one. And I've been working at it since last year. Circumstances happen that I have to do it. So I started doing it. But I don't want to wait till the new year I'm going to go all out and this is the year I'm going to do it. Because statistics, I don't even read them, but there's always news and they say, many people drop out after 3 weeks, after a month. Some, so it's like, if you really want to do a goal and start counting days, just start doing it. Don't wait for the new year. That's just me. Don't wait for the new year to start doing it. Imagine if you start November. Let's say you go all out, Thanksgiving weekend, holiday weekend, whatever holiday you may celebrate, right? You go all out, you eat all the stuff. What next thing we do is you have a goal to start working at the end of the year. So accustomed to and used to, you slowly go off of it, right? So the way I've done is I did research. Hey, what should I eat? What should I eat? Maybe I shouldn't eat that. Should I eat this? So now for me, what I've been doing. Oh yeah, you hear them right now. I thought that was like monsters, but it's actually the dogs coming down the stairs. But I think the owner just got here. Yeah, he got here. Whatever's that day, that afternoon, that evening, just start doing it. And we're gonna get knocked down. We're gonna get knocked out. We're gonna be thrown off. There's gonna be things coming at us. There's gonna be whatever. As long as we get back, it's not gonna be so easy to quit that. Same way, So that's it. So when it comes to that, that's what I'm talking about. Do it right then. Now, of course, there are some that do drastic changes and things happen. But I would just say I like to build momentum. I don't have to wait for the first. Same thing. Like, hey, sometimes things happen like this. When things don't go right, don't panic. Don't think that, the world's ending. It's frustrating because that's how we are. That's emotion, but that's a good thing. But what if we use it as a stepping stone to get to what we really wanted to get to? I looked at this as an investment. I'm investing, I'm putting my time into it. I'm hoping dog's walking down, whatever it is. That's probably like the most raw show I've heard, but it's pretty good though. He's making some good points. I'm hoping. I'm hoping I can, at least say something that'll someone will hear and be like, wow, you know what? The funny thing is, what was things I wanted to get? I wanted to get sneakers and things like that, material things, and I ended up getting them. And I invested on them, and I put them up on eBay, and I sold them. And there are moments that Rob can get a little awkward, but it's all good. I'm used to it, so I can roll with it. But not many can do it because I've known this guy forever. It will be dangerous when I do get comfortable with it because I could do it. I have no that I can do it. It's just more of an organizational thing and more of a tech thing to make it even broader. Like, doing video, doing things like that. Having guests, which I want to do. Thinking of like doing cool chats or interviews, whatever we call it. Making it fun, some serious, some, hey, you want to talk about your business, wherever you're at? Sure, I'll ask you questions. So for me, it's like an open field with this one. It's be real. And maybe it'll be like some fun stuff here and there, but at the same time, when I'm saying things like this, what I'm saying today, I'm gonna try to be as real as I can when it comes to this. Because if you want to go after it, write it down. It'd be cool if you accomplish it in a short time. Be amazing. Be happy for you. But it doesn't always happen overnight. Doesn't always happen when we want. But when you stay consistent and we work at it, it'll happen. You'll see. And that's still something I'm working on. Like I said, I'm not here preaching saying, hey, look at me, I'm better. No, I'm not. I'm in the same position, same place, same hall, wherever, same seats, same section. And with this, I feel this way because I'm being me. I'm being who I am. I'm not being some false character, some false person, whoever. So yeah, like I said, I don't always believe in the turn of the year to be the time from sure, do it. But we should be planning before then, way ahead, I think, maybe a month or two. Went back to that last year, maybe a little about year and a half. Hadn't done it for over like 10 years. Grateful I didn't lose any of my feedback because it takes a lot of work. That's what I do also. At the same time, though, I'm looking at myself as an investment too. Being a one-man army is not always easy. And the same thing goes to the ladies as well. Shout out to the ladies. And again, shout out to my mom. Because she was the one person band, the one woman band. Excuse me, I'll lose my voice because it's a little humid in here. I've done stock work, department stores, for one, for two. Another office job. I'm going through the whole line of my whole career. But I'm still doing an office job with that Louis Vuitton bag. Go get it. And by the way, you get it. It will last you a long time. If you take care of it the way you're supposed to, than most bags. So the amount of money sometimes you get in return, you may not need something else. Well, unless of course, most of us will have more than one. We don't have just one pair of sneakers, right? Or shoes or whatever it is, or handbags or jackets. But go for it. Write it down. Why not? There's nothing to lose in writing it down, right? I don't think so. Write it down. Whether it's a dry erase board, it's a little notebook, whatever the goal, this mic is. And then there's the other voice. I'm so sorry about that. Let's just call him the henchman. just to be funny. Put a little humor into this. But in all seriousness, he loves to whistle for some reason. And I don't understand it, but it is what it is. You can only whistle at your dog as your dog is like right in front of you. Like literally, like not even like a foot away from you. The dog knows you're whistling at him. He knows.